The situation. Before we go into the formal part of the meeting, I would like to bring to the notice of this August House residents, where four of our legislators were also a part of that meeting, and with proper consultations, we have decision number one. We have decided to remain a part of the UDA government. This is as per the wishes of the party, as well as more to do with our remaining four legislators. This decision was necessitated because we have decided to be a part of the government, the UDA government, to strengthen the ongoing Naga peace process. For political reasons, we have joined the government, and therefore, just because our friends leaving us abruptly, we cannot take a decision on emotional basis by withdrawing from the government. And therefore, we have decided the idea of being a part of the government, even if we are left with only 4 MLAs. Number one. Number two, the 4 MLAs have decided to elect our leader, Mr. Ojo Lozo. I think we have to pronounce properly now, since he has become our leader. Ojo Lozo. I am correct? Ojo Lozo. He is known as Azo, but his name is Ojo Lozo. Azo Nienu, as the leader of the NBF legislative wing. Now, the party has to endorse as per our conventions and functionings, and therefore, we have endorsed the decision taken by the 4 honorable MLAs to make our leader, Mr. Ojo Lozo Azo Nienu, as the leader of the NBF legislative wing. This is a consensus decision taken by 4 of them, and the party has endorsed that decision. Secondly, our chief whip has also left us, and therefore the party has to appoint a chief whip in the house. So this 13th house in the state of Nagaland, we have decided to appoint our honorable MLA, Dr. Nangshi Ao, as the chief whip of the party. That is the third decision. There are 2 opinions formed. These 3 which I've mentioned are decisions, and there are 3 opinions which we have collectively formed, and one is, since we have joined the opposition-less government, and on the pretext of that joining the opposition-less government, we have been given the chairman of the United Democratic Alliance, which you all are aware, and also we have been also given a cabinet berth. So these 2 gentlemen has already left the party, even though they got the designation, the assignment, on the strength of being an NBF legislator. And therefore, we have formed an opinion that these 2 assignments, the chairman of the UDA as well as the ministerial berth should be reverted back to us because it belongs to us as a part of the opposition-less government, and we giving them support. So this is an opinion formed, and accordingly, President has also conveyed to the government that since these two official designations, official assignments belongs to the NPF, and therefore it has to be repatriated back to us, it has to be reverted back to us. Now, if you have seen the recent order where our leader, Mr. Kojo Luzo, also has been given a co-chairman of the UDA, which is of course short of what we have anticipated, we have asked for, and also including 4 of them as a part of the core committee of the on Naga political issue. We welcome that aspect. However, it doesn't mean that we settle with that. I think there has to be a debate where, if necessary, in the discussion hour, that the members can raise on these issues. These are few things we have decided after our friends have left us. We are in a position where we can still control the party. They have claimed themselves to be merging with the other political party called NTPP. But for us, for this party has not been informed, party has not been consulted, and therefore there is no question of merger because party is still intact, including our 4 MLAs. Friends and members of the August House, I would like to encourage all of us that this 4 is a magic number for NPF. You know what? In Manipur, in the last government, the last consecutive elections, we keep getting 4. And we were a part of the government even in the last government. This time, with the support from all of you, with the effort put in by all of you, we would increase the number from 4 to 5. We will definitely increase in Nagaland also. So this number is a magic number for us. Don't lose heart. There is still light at the end of the tunnel. I would also like to congratulate our 2 ministers from Manipur and the other 3 honorable MLAs in the person of Mr. Awangbo Newmai, who is also the president of the Manipur State League, and Mr. Kashim Washum, and the other 3 members for successfully returning the last assembly election. They are a part of the government and they will continue to support us.
O great Jehovah, be great through this barren land. I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand. Bread of heaven, bread of heaven,
whether thrones or powers, of rulers or authorities. All things were created by him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. This God says, I made known the end from the beginning, from ancient times. What is still to come? I say, my purpose will stand, and I will do what I please. Colossians 1, 16 and 17, and Isaiah 46, 10. May we look to God in prayer.
Just after 21 NPF MLA shifted their ship and the party for the reason they know best. This is the time to unite all of us and make best possible strategy, bringing heads together and fight against negativity and spread the message of positivity towards all partymen, women and NPF soldiers who were working day and night and contributed their best with the thought of inclusiveness within the party and people for the development, peace and progress of Nagaland in true sense, keeping their head held high and firm with the towering leadership of party NPF. Today, we take pledge to build our Nagaland a total corruption-free state with the joint effort of all partymen and women from central, division, SC, unit to grassroots level under the strong leadership of NPF. Our party, NPF, is known as Party of the Common People. Nomenclature itself speaks volume that it's a party for the people, of the people. It is a Naga people strong, a political wing of Naga. Without taking much time, just I want to convey the message that our party, NPF, with all ranks and files, is intact and strong. Though 21 elected members from NPF party ticket elected to our NPF party ticket along with some of their followers have left us and departed with the wish of God. From a big family of NPF to a new family, where we have thousands of genuine leaders working 24/7 to protect oldest regional party symbol and the flag of Naga People's Front, the pride of Nagaland. I request the House to keep some space for them if they feel to come home after they realize their importance and values in our family. We trust NPF and NPF believe in inclusiveness, and therefore any party can be friend and alliance if they love and respect our party NPF unconditionally. We are committed to abide by rules and regulations framed under our party constitution and pledged to work under the dynamic leadership of Party President Dr. Shürhozelie, our Secretary General Honorable Awangbo, and senior leaders of the party NPF, and under the leadership of, as Sir said, Azamino, our leader of legislature wing, Sir Azamino, and other 3 MLAs, and along with 5 MLAs from Manipur. And of course, with the help of all division presidents, SCs, and units to grassroots level. Popular crisis of 2015, Sobima camp, crisis of 2017, journey to Kaziranga were little different from today's planned conspiracy and strategic defection. People understand the actual facts and reasons, and they will reply to ballot in 2023 election. I hope all the heroes will be awarded in time, who stood firm and strong during the latest expected but unwanted situation created by some force and power. I believe that in any condition, NPF will participate in 2023 election under the leadership of Sir Shürhozelie Nienu, our leader of NPF legislative wing, and our party president Dr. Shürhozelie, without any second thought. I request the House to search 20 to 30 young leaders who may contest and bring change and contribute in developmental activities in Nagaland to make Nagaland number 1 amongst 8 states in Northeast. It is a journey where many people shall board the train at different levels and check out according to their capabilities, capacities and situation. But a handful of personalities shall make the journey till the end and bear the torch of victory. With this positive note and loads of gratitude for your blessings showered on party, us and in my political career, I once again assure my service for the party with integrity and loyalty towards constitution and leadership. I take your leave. Thank you, sir, madam, and my most beloved friends from NPF. Long live NPF. Thank you.
And I warmly welcome all of you to this very important meeting. Dear party leaders, as we have been told again and again by our elders, that the Naga People's Front, the political party to which we belong, belongs to the people of Nagaland as a whole, wherever we may be. The political party was formed by a few of our elders whose integrity and leadership had withstood the test of time. This regional party was formed out of sheer necessity to project the true feeling of the Naga people in the early 60s. And so it is not merely a political party, but it was founded with responsibility and purpose. This party is deeply rooted in the unique history of our people. Today, NPF remains the second oldest regional political party in India, and we are the proud heirs of that political party. NPF is the only regional political party in Naga ancestral area, which represents the identity of the Nagas. We also represent the personality of the Nagas. We stand to defend the regional interests of our people, to protect our cultural life, our food habit, our languages, including our faith, etc. In Nagaland State, another regional party is now in the making under the name and style Rising People's Party. It is hoped that this party will prove itself worthy of its name to the people of Nagaland in due course of time. The stand of the regional political parties to protect the interests of the people in the region is laudable. India is a big country. The greatness of India lies in unity in diversity. Our party stands for that unity in diversity. Let us be very clear of the purpose and principle on which we stand. It may not be wise to waste our time talking about the past, but if the mistakes of the past can be a lesson lesson for our future ventures. Sometimes it is necessary to make references to the past mistakes. From 2003 onward, NPF was in power for 15 years. In the last 2018 general election, we have defeated ourselves. Some leaders who were expected to work hard for party candidates, patronize candidates from other political parties, and went against our own candidate, which itself has resulted in the defeat of several NPF candidates. Some leaders use party money and mortgage the properties of the candidate in the name of extending financial help to them, and such other mistakes were noticed here and there. For all these reasons, NPF could not form the government, but for that matter, we did not blame anybody. We have accepted the defeat gracefully, saying that it was the will of God, a time to retrospect ourselves in its proper perspective. In due course of time, 4 by-elections and 2 MP elections came, which means all these elections save one. That is 14 something of only one assembly constituency by-election. We could not return our candidate, but we played our part well as a duty. In spite of all this setback, NPF legislative group remained the biggest group in the 13th Naga Legislative Assembly, Nagaland Legislative Assembly, from February 2018 till 29 April 2022. As the people of Nagaland are fully aware, 21 NPF MLAs defected to MDDP on 29 April. It was not a surprise to us, but I presume it may be more of a surprise to MDDP. Some members from NPF were said to have been making continuous attempts to move away from NPF long time back without success. I must admit that 21 friends leaving us abruptly, led by some professionals, is a setback for us at the moment. But this setback will not remain long, I assure you. For future reference, I want to compare a political party with a football association. A football association has its president, secretary, and other leaders to look after different assignments, like a political party having its president, vice president, secretary general, and so on. If the association takes part in a football tournament, the association will select its players, like a political party selected its candidate for election. In the play field, if the players score goal, the association members witnessing the game will shout, clap, and jump out of joy. To score goal is the primary aim and responsibility of the football players, in as much as to form government is the primary responsibility and goal of the players, that is the MLS in the assembly to vote on. If the players, MLS, fail to score the goal, there is no scope at all for them to blame their president or their association. Simple logic. It is said that defected NPF MLAs have been doing the round, blaming the party organization and the president. Whatever may be their explanation, they have no justification. They might have been doing it as face-saving device. Past history tells us that defection marks cannot be erased. defection is always the result of ambition. I will not criticize or blame anybody for it. But for me, I prefer to live in a Naga guest house built in rock, than a mansion whose foundation is built on shifting sand. Friends, the recent crisis has reduced the number of our MLAs to 4. These 4 MLAs have already proved their leadership. I congratulate them for their firm stand and commitment on the regional political party. They are the MPF heroes of the day, and I wish them success. It is our prayer that God will grant them good health and courage so as to enable them to face the challenges effectively that lay ahead of us. The party also gives its best wishes to the new legislature party leader, Mr. Nienu. He is young, active, and bold, who can lead the legislature group with new initiatives in building the party, and we wish him all the best. Regarding building up of the party, we assure our leaders that we will not rest but work hard to improve and expand the size of our house again with good materials, since we have abundant good local materials readily available for the building, believing that God Almighty will listen to our prayers. I would also like to congratulate our 5 leaders from Manipur State who returned triumphantly from the electoral battles a few months ago. Out of 5, 2 have been inducted as ministers. We are grateful to Mr. Biren Singh, the Chief Minister of Manipur, and also Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, Chairman of Naga, who is also the Chief Minister of Assam. It was made known to the people that except Congress Party, all other political parties have declared their support to Mr. Biren Singh's government after the election. But in the formation of the ministry, only MPF was inducted. Not only 1, but 2, which is to be taken as a special gift for us. I have already expressed my appreciation to both of them, the 2 CMs, in my letters. Now, our party in Manipur State passed the law after the storm. Therefore, we feel that it is time for us to take necessary steps to revamp the party organization. You are aware that in the last election, many of our party leaders wanted to go for election and refused to cooperate with the party. They left the party at their own convenience and created some vacancies in the NSU office. The party will take up this issue urgently to fill up those vacancies in consultation with NSU office. I want to request NSU office to make necessary exercises and discuss with the central office early. This we have already discussed and we have solved the problem this morning. Here in Nagaland, BJP was with us since 2003 till 2018. BJP was also in the opposition at the national level before 2014 general election. When they returned to power in 2014, we were happy because one of our alliance partners came to power at the national level. Also, an old friend of the Nagas came as governor in the person of Mr. Acharya. But the style of functioning changed abruptly, and in 2017, the governor dismissed NPF government in connivance with party rebels. As a result, the NPF in its meeting on 17 July 2017 took after the installation of the February incumbent Chief Minister, the then BJP National Secretary visited Kohima 3 times and requested us to review our decision in similar ties with BJP. Therefore, NPA convened CEC meeting on 23rd January 2018 to take up this issue. After thorough discussion, the meeting passed resolution which runs as follows. These are our resolution quote. Considering the urgency to create congenial atmosphere for the ongoing political dialogue between the Government of India and the Naga national workers, that is IAM as well as NPGs, for political solution, the CEC considered it necessary to review the matter and resolve to maintain the earlier status of having alliance with BJP. But in a matter of few weeks' time, Mr. Ramadan, the then BJP National Secretary in charge of Nagaland, and Mr. Vijiju, the present Union Minister, came and talked about seat-sharing formula with our party and asked for 15 seats. We told them that we have decided almost everything in the selection of our official candidates, and therefore expressed our difficulty to cancel any of the selected candidates, but assured them that we will try to make some seats available to them. Within 1 hour of our departure from the meeting, they telephoned to us to give reply before 2 p.m. on that day, the same day. But we found it not possible to make such important policy decision within several hours. And so we did not give them any reply. On the same day, in the evening, around 5:30, BJP announced their alliance with NDPP and the matter ended there. Therefore, in our version, BJP themselves walked away from us at their own in search of greener pasture. Let us remember, they walked away from us in search of greener pasture. Their move was pre-planned. We had no comment for it, and we do not blame anybody either. This time, after the defection of 21 MLAs, their followers in some of the divisions declared their defection following the leaders. Defection does not cover only MLAs, but defection of party leaders are on equal footing. Many defections have been taking place, and some more may follow. But we have to take it as a normal route, as it happened in the past many times. Those who want to go away with their masters, we are sorry, but we cannot stop them. We only want the dogs to settle down early. Now that they have gone on their own as expected, it will take it to be a good riddance. Friends, I want to declare that NPM is now disease-free party. From now on, we will be able to move forward with accurate mathematics. Any single step we gain, we will start counting it to be permanent asset for us. Therefore, we will move forward with full trust among the leaders. In doing so, I want to trust myself first, and I want to trust all of you. Jeffrey B. Topper, in his little deal book of trust, says, trust is not a request. Trust is earned. Trust is not spoken. Trust is a feeling. When you tell your friend to trust you. That means you have not earned it yet, and therefore you are compelled to ask for it. It is a bad move. When you have earned trust, your friend will never talk about trust, but move on confidently with you with strong feeling for achievement of the goal of any move you embark upon. With this trust, MPF will not criticize or blame other political parties. We will only talk about ourselves and our principles towards defending the right and interests of the people of Nagaland. Our number may be small now, but with this trust, we can start climbing the ladder one step after another without having any doubt in our mind, but trusting one another. We're confident that our people are with us. We are all aware that government may come and government may go, but the party continues its journey continuously as long as its principles are found relevant to the given situation. Many political parties in the country organize themselves without principle, but for immediate gain of money and power. Such political parties become short-lived because they have no root. In another state, we have seen many of such political parties which came up and disappeared again. As for NPF, we will continue our political journey to work and to assist in any possible manner on any approach for the peaceful solution of the Indo-Naga political issue. With these few words, I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you and God bless.
Words of wisdom and exhaustive analysis on the party's past history as well as the future course of the American anthem. It's the land of the free and home of the brave. This party, if we are not brave, it will be difficult for us to all the vehicles and animals in Manipur belongs to us. Don't need to worry.
MLAs are much lesser. And I know we have the support of God Almighty. And not forgetting our friends in Manipur. We have 5 very active members, and they will be supporting us to the end. There are certain steps we need to take in order to overcome this catastrophe, as I was saying. If we are to remain complacent and behave in the same manner, enjoying, making merry, drinking, playing cards, putting God in the second bench, then we'll be facing another catastrophe where we'll never work. We have to go through a lot of changes, and that is putting God first. Kneeling down in prayers. Our attitude, our behavior should stop changing. If you were playing cards, making merry, drinking, I think those type of behaviors and attitudes should stop. We should be serious in reforming our party. We should become down to earth. We should be humble. That arrogantness, that pride, we should do away with. And our approaches towards any leader, human being, or parties also should be diplomatic now. We have to create more new friends, new alliances, instead of adding one more enemy to our list. These are the few changes we must go through. I believe time has also come for us to adopt a motto: work more and talk less. All of us, from grassroots to the top level, that was the president, and all the remaining MLAs, including our 5 MLAs from Manipur, we should also start working more and start talking less. Why I say talk less? The more we talk, we forget our utterances. We provoke others. We hurt others. We create more enemies. And that's how we make things more difficult for us. So today, I want to give a clearing call to all of our people. Please, let us be humble. Let us change our attitude, behavior, approaches. What has happened? What has happened is truly sad and bitter. Deep down, we feel so hurt. But come what may, what I want to tell our party men is, let us not recollect the bitter past and destroy a perfect future ahead of us. If we continue to recollect this bitter past and think over it, we're hurting ourselves. We'll not get time to work. So I think the way we're going to work, we're going to work for a perfect future ahead of us. So we need not recollect the bitter past anymore. As I was stating, our friends must have left us for a very good reason. And we must appreciate that. Seeing the huge challenges ahead of us, we were here as opposition for the 5th year. During this 5th year, they know the conditions of the party. They know the condition of every individual, every MLA. And those are the challenges that they have seen, foreseen that in the 2023. Unless we take a step, we cannot survive. And so their school of thought have defeated them, and they have defected. They have defected for a very good reason. That is their self-survival. So we should not criticize them. But those remaining in the party, we are strong. We stood our ground. We have stood our ground to face those challenges, overcome those challenges. And today, we can do it if we give our cooperation to one another, coordinate with one another, and start working hard. For me, I believe in the words. And I want to also request all of you, let us believe in the words. Let the welfare of the party be the final law. And not let my welfare be the final law. If we all put our heads together and say, let the welfare of the party be the final law, then things will change. But if you and me have personal interests and say, my welfare should be the final law for the party, then things will go wrong. So these are the few things, attitude, behavior, approach changes we need to do. So let us all be broad-minded, put our heads together, and put the party first. As leaders, we will face or come across lots of problems. So as leaders, we must face these problems and solve it or once or overcome it. Because when a leader does not address the problem, you see, when we come across problems, and as leaders, if we don't address those problems, the problem becomes the leader. And finally, the leader is the problem. So if you want to be a good leader, any problem you face, any challenges you face, you must overcome those problems and address those problems. Because you keep the problem for a very long time. The leader will become the problem. We were having so much issues. No one thought of addressing. No one thought of addressing the financial problems we were facing. Collectively, we should, all the Philippine 5 MLAs should come together and say, let us put together how we go on the financial part. Let us all contribute. Let us do that. Let us do this. And that was how we could have solved the problem. They solved the problem. They never addressed it. They ran away from the problem. And so that's why the leader became the problem, and that's how they shifted. So today, as leaders, we must address problems, or we leaders will become the problem. Once Roosevelt said, you must do things you think you cannot do. Today, we may think that we will not be able to form a government in 2022. That is what we are all thinking, because we think of the size of the evidence, the parties, the financial problem we're facing. But if that's the thing we think we cannot do, let us do it. And we can do it. With these few words, I would like to encourage each and every one of you to be strong, stand your ground, and start working ceaselessly, tirelessly for the upliftment of the party. Thank you.
It is interesting to listen from our leader. We have a dynamic leader in the person of Shürhozelie as well as Nienu, and therefore we assure our fullest support to legislators hand to hand. He has given us a lot of we have done wrong, where we have to progress. But we also must remember
we set up 10 candidates with the blessing of our party president, but it was a very, very big challenge, which is much stronger and more equipped in terms of resource, and we could eternally fight, for which we are sorry, but it is election of tone. We expect 10 out of 10, but we could make only 5. I'm grateful to all of you who have contributed so much for the success of our election. We are also grateful to our party president for paying a visit to our state. He called on our Honorable Chief Minister and thank him for inducting us, also being a part of the Balancing ministry. That was really not only just encouraging, but appreciated by the Honorable Chief Minister Balancing's office as well as the party from the executive side also. Well, in Manipur, we have created a new image for India. Those of you who are following us during the election must have come across all the print and electronic medias talk about NDF, our policy and our politics. In spite of our limited number, we have proved ourselves without speaking but in action, which many parties have admitted that they have made a mistake for ignoring their past. We have proved ourselves in action. What is Newmai peace? Our concept of peace was different from other parties concerning Manipur. I can't say about the other states, but as far as Manipur state is concerned, the concept of peace of the politicians of the other parties and our concept of peace was different. Our concept of peace, as we pronounced during our election, was that understanding the sentiment of the people, the marginalized people, and also respect respecting the sentiment of the people is the most important component to bring peace among all communities as well as in the state. That is what we have not only preached, but we have also proved to them practically. That has been appreciated by all the other political parties and even the communities who are hostile to our Naga people's front. They have been looking at the NPO in the past in a different way. But now they are most comfortable with us. That's why, as our honorable president have mentioned, in spite of the support from all the other political parties to BJP, and in spite of BJP having a comfortable number of themselves to form a government, they have taken our party because the NPF central leaders have proved that party, our party, and party to be trust, that can be trust. So I once again like to thank the central leaders for guiding us and make us proud in the state of Nienu. The recent happening in the central office, the Shürhozelie, it was a big surprise to us, but we are not discouraged. We are not moved by these things, what is happening among the legislatures. Maybe God has predestined our leader, Shürhozelie, to be our leader. I think till 29 of last month, Shürhozelie must never have thought that he will become a leader of legislature, but God has predestined his leadership to lead our party. I took it that the departure of the 21 MLAs is God's plan, paving the way to the younger people, the rising stars, who will be a set to our party. As our SG, our president, and also our leader said, I also have a full confidence that this time, unexpected win will come in Nagaland after 2012 election, 2022 election. I have observed in my own way that after the departure of the 21 MLAs, more sympathy from the people have come, more support from the people have come. In spite of some worries that is in the minds of our NPF strong supporters in Nienu, we are more determined to strengthen the party because we believe in this platform. We are not in this party not because somebody is here. We are in this party because we believe that this is the only platform where we can address our grievances, where we can also announce or pronounce whatever we want. This is a platform that gives us the freedom to express the feeling of the people. In the beginning of our term last year, when we entered into this alliance with BJP, we have made our stand very clear. I have mentioned this in my earlier sharing in the other CEC meetings. Today is the first CEC meeting of the Newmai state election, as well as after the departure of some of our legislators. So I would like to reiterate again that we will stand for the party. The MSU will not be altered, will not have any effect by the departure of our leaders, some of our legislators in the state of Naga. Manipur people knew very well where their stance. There may be some critics who criticize that we have not done enough. But we are bold enough to tell people that in the assembly, also in the core committee of the ruling party, and also during the all political party meetings in Manipur, that we support Naga peace process. and that we support Naga integration. This is the wishes of the people. This is the spirit of democracy, and this is the principle of democracy for anyone to speak out the sentiment of the people they represent. That is what I have made very clear in the assembly floor. They criticize our constitution, they criticize our manifesto, they criticize our stance. But now they realize, they even admit that NPF have opened the eyes of our political parties. They have been wizened by what NPF do in the state of Nienu. They have even gone to the extent of saying that they have clearly demonstrated their geopolitical control over the people of the state of Nienu. We are not afraid. We are not afraid of anything. We are not very ambitious in terms of number, but we are not afraid. I always believe that it is not a number, but it is the will, it is the principle that you and me have will carry the party forward. This time around, I believe that our party will grow much stronger. Today I saw the CEC members, maybe the same people that we said in the past also, but I saw it as more mature people sitting in this very hall this afternoon. I would like to assure the CEC members that MSU is with you. We will not back out. We will extend all possible support and help and obey the NPF central directive. We will not go astray from the party, no matter what. We will be with the party. And we will also try to strengthen in all the elections that is on the way. We are going to face 3 elections in 3 years' time. One is autonomous district councils, which is on the way, which is likely to happen in sometime in September or October, which is very important for the state of Nienu. We will also be having Nagaland state election, which we took it as our own election. We will also be there with you wherever we are required. And we will also be facing MP election in 2024. We are also a proud party in Nienu because we have our MP from our party, though our party is negligible in terms of number. Yet we have our MP. We will also try our best that our MP returns in the 2024 election also, and we will be needing all your support during all these elections. I would like to conclude by saying that we should not be looking back again and again. Let us move forward. Even in the central office WhatsApp groups, I would like to appeal to all the members. Let us not keep looking back and talk about what happens, but let us talk about what is ahead of us. Let us not be worried about unstable people. We will always come across such people, even in the future to come also. So let us look forward and hope for the best. Thank you so much.
And support. He is the Minister in charge of Water Resources and Disaster Management. At this rate, with this early entry of monsoon, there will be a lot of disaster. We look forward for more funds from the center. And hopefully, so we are hoping that you will continue to support us even in the days to come. We are reassured of the support that has been shown to us, as reassured from the Manipur State Unit. We are extremely encouraged.